And as always, we're doing a really neat giveaway, the Superhero Essentials Pack for everybody that commented last week. And man, have we got a lot of stuff to come over. And I can't wait for next week. We have an autoimmune presentation that's going to knock your socks off. If you or you know someone that has autoimmune, you got to see our show next week. We're going to talk about, well, pemphigus vulgaris. So I just want you to know about that. So that being said, you need to register at healthness2wellness.com. And one, because we're doing some really cool giveaways. And if you can, I'm going to show you what it looks like right over here. Okay, so this is our website, healthness2wellness.com. It's right here. And I'll just move over here a little bit. And it's the 5 things you're probably wrong with your health. It's the blood sugar giveaway. Blood sugar is so important for health. If you can reduce blood sugar, it reduces the risk factors for tons of things. So this is the Health and Wellness podcast. Whoops, let me get back here. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. It's every Thursday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. You're going to discover the 5 things that are wrong with your health. And if you stay there and you get a bonus, you can register right there. And not only that, but right behind me, I'm going to get out of the way here, we have a chat session right here where you can get on and you can interact with us and our team. So the Healthness to Wellness, we have some amazing things. Now, if you've been a giveaway winner, check it again. You'll see right here, you register right there. And that's what we're doing for our Daily Essentials Pack. There's some other neat things that we're giving away with the blood sugar all-in-one. That's what we're going to talk about because blood sugar, it's killing your immune system. So multiple interviews with Fox News this week. I was all talking about the coronavirus and should we be going back to school? And they said, "What, Dr. West, what do you think?" And my answer is, yes, we should totally be going back to school because the risk factors for kids going back to school, they're negligible. Like I read a European study where you subtract the nursing home data and the resting home data for people that are being affected by the coronavirus and everybody else. And guess what? It is 0.006 risk factor. So what does that mean? It means that 99.974 of kids are at risk. It's more likely for them to get inside of a bicycle or car accident on the way to school or coming home from school than it is to have a coronavirus thing. So we talked all about that on Fox News. You can see that on our YouTube channel. You can see it on our Facebook Live. And also we have a media center that you can get through the Healthness to Wellness cast. Now, if you're looking for any past information, if you'll go over to drjasonwest.com and you get the health tips. And so here it is right here. drjasonwest.com. You can go here, you can register. We have so many neat things here that we're just trying to help people to understand what all their options are. We have upcoming events. There's some free information. The blogs here, there are patient success stories. It's all on drjasonwest.com. And so, man, we've been working on this literally for months to give information to people to help our community or our nation stuff to be healthier. And so the 5 tips, here's what they are. The first thing we have to recognize on the pandemic or the infection is it's not really a viral problem. Now everybody's going to say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Of course it's a viral problem, but there's so many people that have been exposed to the coronavirus that don't have any symptoms, they're not getting sick, and what's the difference? It's their immune system. If your immune system is healthy, this is where we should be putting the emphasis. If your immune system is healthy, guess what? You're going to be healthy. And so here's your 5 tips or 5 things to take to help chronic infections, particularly viral related, and they are, number 1, you got to get out and move. Movement's so important for your lymphatic system. Now what your lymph is, it's all the fluid in your body that's not in your bloodstream. And your white blood cells are like state police officers in your vascular system. They arrest the bad guys and take them to jail. And where are the jails? It's the lymph nodes. And so if you have healthy immune system, healthy lymph nodes, what happens is you can process infection more efficiently than people that don't move very much. So get out and move. Movement puts the lymphatic system back in through your vascular system, through your lymphatic system, back into circulation, goes to liver and kidneys and gets rid of it. So that's the first thing. The next thing is underrated, water. Water is so important for lubricating your mucous membranes. If you have healthy mucous membranes, the virus that's spread by the respiratory droplets and airborne, etc., can't have a place to land. It's so important to have healthy mucous membranes. Water, a nice rule of thumb, is half your body weight in ounces. So I weigh approximately 200 pounds. I should be drinking 100 ounces of water every day. Another just really good goal is I tell people, look, shoot for somewhere between half and a full gallon. That's going to give you somewhere between 64 and 128 ounces. If you just do that, it's so important for health. And water's not considered an essential nutrient. It just makes everything better. Water helps migraines, it helps arthritis, it helps your immune system, it helps to lubricate joints. It's really helpful for your stomach system. If you've got constipation, I would say, it's very possible that it's dehydration related. So you got to move more, you got to get water. And then the healthier alive your foods are, the healthier alive you are. So what does that mean? It means you should only eat food that spoils. You just eat it before it spoils. So if you put a banana or an orange out on the counter, how long is it going to last before it starts to break down? I don't know, a couple days, a week maybe. If you put a Big Mac or Twinkies or licorice out on the counter, when does it break down? It doesn't ever break down. So don't eat that stuff. You want to eat stuff that's breaking down. So move, water, healthy and alive foods, and then just some really important things for your immune system. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C, so there's really everything that's going to help you to have a healthy immune system. Zinc, and I love potassium. Now potassium really helps not only your nerve function and your electrolytes, but it also helps to flush the lymph nodes, which are the jails of your body. So there's some tips about the coronavirus. I was on Fox News about that this week, about 8 or 9 different interviews on going back to school and what you can do to help your kids to be healthy and healthy in life foods. And by the way, there's this thing called the Quarantine 15 and the Quarantine 5. Perhaps you heard about it. The Quarantine 15 is the average accumulated stored energy that people are having because of the shelter in place and the restrictions and other things. What does that mean, stored energy? It means FAT. It means they're holding on to fat. And the reason why is because we're not as active as we were before, and also a lot of people are stressed and they're reaching for comfort foods. So what do we want to do is you want to reduce the comfort foods that are high in sugar. And again, sugar is so detrimental to your immune system. And we have a free blood sugar report. So especially for the upcoming shows, autoimmune next week, if you go to Dr. West at healthness2wellness.com, I'm going to show that one more time. Here it is right here, healthness2wellness.com. We have some really neat things for recording and stuff like that. Here it is right there, Healthness to Wellness. We have a little video that talks about the different things, and a bonus, we've got some of the comments that we've seen from social media in here. We have a chat box, and it's just fantastic. So you get your free registration. Also, we love to do some giveaways. We've got some vendor sponsorships and some other things, and people are saying, hey, help us to get the products out to people. We're giving them away in the drawings. Last week we talked about the Superhero Essentials Pack, and what this is it is the vitamins, it's the minerals, and make sure when you register on page 2, there's a real quick summary or survey, and the survey says, what are your healthcare conditions that you'd like us to cover? So we've talked about we got a lot of requests for autoimmune, got a lot of requests for neuropathy, that's another big one, a lot of things to do for how can you be as healthy as possible when you're expecting a baby. So for the moms, expecting moms out there, we have a program and information about that, but also what can you do, the normal rules of health, and one of them is to have good stuff in your system. So we put together a giveaway. We're going to do it a little bit on the Superheroes Essentials, and all you have to do for that is register. And by the way, if you're watching this, please like and share it. Help us get our message out to people that we can impact and influence good healthcare decisions. I've found that patients make really good healthcare decisions when they have all of the information in front of them. One of the biggest frustrations that we have going on with this situation is the misinformation about, well, who am I supposed to believe? Because there's people out there that are in a bunker chewing their fingernails off waiting for the world to end. You have a segment of people out there saying, I don't care what the heck is going on. I'm going to live my life as normal. My kids are going to live, I'm going back to school. And there's a whole bunch of people in the middle that are saying, just tell us the truth. Just tell us what's going on. And the truth is that the healthier that you can get your immune system now, get your body on a schedule. Rest is really important for your immune system, and it's having a stress outlet. And people say to me all the time, well, what is a stress outlet? It's something that helps to decompress your nervous system. So I've heard things like taking a walk, exercise, gardening, reading, meditation, prayer, journaling. They're all fantastic ways to get the stress out of your system. Stress isn't a disease. It just makes everything worse. And having all the epinephrine and adrenaline in your system, it does downplay your immune system. Like if you walk outside and you saw a bear or a snake or a tarantula, what's going to happen is your body's going to fire up, and you're going to get, your breathing's going to, your respiration's going up, your pupils are going to constrict, you get that fight or flight response. And one of the things that your body's doing is it shuts off digestion, it shuts off your immune system, because as you're running away from the tiger, your body's like, well, I don't have time to go to the bathroom, and it's really not important to fight off an infection while I'm running away for something immediate. And what does that mean? It means if you're stressed, your body is doing resources. Now we have a question from Kathy McDevitt. Can I take quercetin for asthma? Or what do I need for inflammation in the lungs? So Kathy, here's the answer to your question. My favorite thing for inflammation is some healthy foods. So here's some ideas that will really help you. Number one, raw cherries have so many good things in them and have amazing anti-inflammatory properties. Now, you want to make sure that it's not cherry pie or it's candied cherries or maraschino cherries. Raw cherries are so good for inflammation. Papaya is really good, and then raw pineapple. The pineapple can't come out of a can. It needs to be raw, and what it does is it has these proteolytic enzymes in it. It helps to eat up inflammation. Now, to make it even better, you should add some essential fatty acids. I like to tell people about 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams. Usually essential fatty acid pills are in about the size of my fingernail here, and each pill is about 1,000 milligrams. And when you combine proteolytic enzymes and those foods, essential fatty acids, it literally acts like a natural anti-inflammatory without having so many of the steroid side effects. Now, you specifically asked about quercetin. Quercetin helps vitamin C to work better. Vitamin C is probably my favorite vitamin, although all of them are important. But quercetin is really important for that. Yes, it should really help with that. Vitamin C helps with inflammation. Those foods that I talked about. And then my favorite thing for lungs. Actually, there's two of them. There's something called vitamin E2. It's something that you can get through our website, personalizedotc.com. There's a place where you can go, and you have to be a registered user to get to the vitamin E2. But what it does is it helps your body to transport oxygen. That's step one. And then step 1A is vitamin A. Vitamin A lubricates mucous membranes. It's really important for your immune system, but it's fantastic for lungs. Vitamin A is really, really good for lung function. So Kathy, yes, you should be taking quercetin. You should also be taking about 10,000 units of vitamin A. That's my clinical experience. By the way, the recommendations are not meant to substitute a doctor-patient relationship, but about 10,000 units of vitamin A is a recommendation for nearly all patients that are suffering with respiratory questions. Now, ask what you can do to stop the fear of the coronavirus. I'm sick of it. So Kathy, here's one of the things that I tell people all the time. They're like, Dr. West, what should I be taking so that I can, treat the coronavirus? And I said, you should take a break from media. That's what you should do. Now, I know that's kind of a smart aleck response, but there's so much fear and misinformation. So here's what I would recommend. You want to be as healthy as possible. You want to follow the recommendation. You don't want to be rubbing up against sick people. And then the other thing is I think you need to just live your life. And live your life in a way so you can be healthy as possible. So that being said, you guys, I got to work on batteries here. Looks like my microphone is off. So that being said, with our sound and our podcast here, we wanted to review what people are asking. One of the biggest things is, what can I prepare to go to school? So get your kids healthy as possible now. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc are all really good things to take, really good things to upgrade or bolster the immune system. That's the other thing. We talked about giving away our daily essentials pack. So I'm just going to go over there and do that right now. So Caden, if you can pick me up on the spin, our daily essentials pack. This is for everybody that liked and shared and commented last week. So we're going to pop this up. Here we go. And click to spin. Thank you. Big shout out to Becky for helping me put this together. And we are going. Oh, one of my friends. Hey, this is great. Ida Ashby. Hi, Ida. This is, you get the Daily Essentials Pack. I'm excited to send it to you up in, I guess it's a little bit northeastern Idaho, if that even makes sense. Ida, you got to go to the website, Hellness to Wellness. So I'm going to pick that up right here. And you just need to do this. You need to click out right here. Whoops. What's happening here? Okay, fantastic. So I hit the refresh button on accident. All right, so Ida, you just have to go here and give the giveaway. Just put in your information, and I'm going to send you this Superheroes Essential Pack. Now, as one of the things that we do inside of the show is we're talking about what we're going to do next week, and I can't wait to share the story. So Andy came to my office from Nassau, Bahamas, with a diagnosis of pemphigus vulgaris. Now what that is an autoimmune disorder of the mucous membranes. I want to bring up his image. He's going to be live in the studio next week. And it's going to be, now, in order for you to attend, you have to register. But that being said, what we're going to do here is, let me just pull this over here. Perfect. We've got autoimmune disorders. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Now, it's not just pemphigus vulgaris. It is Hashimoto's, it's Sjogren's disease, it's rheumatoid arthritis, it's multiple sclerosis, it's polyangiitis, it's mixed connective tissue disease. I mean, there's so many things when your body attacks itself, and I don't think that that's what it is at all. And we're going to talk about that next week, so just make sure that you're registered. But I'm excited to share you Andy's story, because this, I haven't seen Andy since 2015. This is him in the office this week. And looks like a normal, healthy, happy guy. But that's not what it's always been, because with pemphigus vulgaris, you get blistering and erosions of the skin and the mucous membrane. It really affects people in middle age. Sorry, Andy, I didn't mean to call you middle age. But then what happens is, this is him in 2015. And so what does that mean is he had this lesion on his forehead, like right here. You can see he always wore a hat to cover it up, but that wasn't even the most significant portion. The most significant portion was here on top of his head. And what happens is the bodies get all this inflammation and stuff like that that's occurring, and so you can see it over here, and it was about, I don't know, like a ½ inch thick. And you could see this, and it was just oozing, and it was a complete medical failure of all the different treatments. And he came over and he said, Dr. West, what can you do? And so, and this is what happened when you'd have some of that scab fall off, and they said, hey, you're never going to have normal hair growth. And just like with so many other people, I said to Andy, I said, do you believe that? Do you believe that you're not treatable? Do you believe it's always going to be this way? And Andy said, no. And I said, I don't either. So let's go to work. So this is one of the things that we do for him. I love this treatment. This is oxidative medicine at its finest. This is called limb bagging. Now, usually you put your hand or your foot inside of this. What we're doing right here for Andy is we literally took a shower cap, we modified it, and we taped it down, and there's a little tube of oxygen or ozone concentration that's going in, and it's just super oxygenating that area. Then along with that, we gave him some vitamin C infusions. We skipped the stomach, we went right into the vascular system, giving him about 50,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and then this is how Andy is in 2020. So you're going to see him in studio. He's here from the Bahamas. I'm so excited to share that. And so that is some of the things, exciting things that we're going to pick up next week. The other thing is we want to make sure is everybody needs to know how important it is to have blood sugar. So we have a product called Blood Sugar All-in-One, and if you're taking it, what it does is it helps to regulate blood sugar, which is so important for your immune system. It's also really important for moods, for emotions, for polycystic ovarian syndrome, for migraine headaches, for hyperirritability. If you have healthy blood sugar, you are healthy. And so this is one of our giveaways that we're giving next week is a bottle of blood sugar. Now, we're doing two really neat things here. The first one is the blood sugar giveaway that we're doing just for participating, for liking, sharing, and making sure that you're registered for Healthness to Wellness with Dr. West next week, Thursday at 5 o'clock. We're giving one of these away just for doing that. Now, if you don't win the drawing, what we're going to do is you can get this Blood Sugar 10. If you go to our store and type in the promo code, you get 10% off. And you get Sugar 10. So the promo code, Sugar 10, on personalized OTC. And what this does is it's so good for moods, for regulation, for decreasing sugar cravings, especially at this like crazy time right now, because what's going on is people don't feel very well. They're off their normal kilter. They're off their system. And so what do? We're reaching for comfort foods. Hey, I want to have a cookie. I'm going to have some cinnamon rolls. I'm going to have some caramel popcorn. I wanted something that's going to help. And so that sugar, what it does is it hits your dopamine or your satiation centers, and all that sugar's coming in. And what does the pancreas do? Oh my gosh, we got too much energy. We better store it up. So that's why we call fat cells in the office, we call them stored energy, because that's what it is. We're storing up energy, and then what happens is the body says, I never need the energy, so it's kind of doing its normal thing. Then you get, and that's where the quarantine 15 comes in, and also the quarantine 5. So what's the quarantine 5? The quarantine 5 are the statistics that are showing what's happening to the kids. The average kid has gained 5.6 pounds since the coronavirus outbreak. And we got to do some better job with our kids, getting them to move, getting them outside, getting them to the vitamin D levels. By the way, I have 5 sons, and so I know what it's like to try and encourage good health. Sometimes it's resisted, sometimes it's not. So I know what I'm asking here when I talk to parents about this, but maybe we need to do a little bit more hard love and get our kids active and moving instead of being on the Xbox and the computer gaming and stuff like that. So I really encourage everybody, get out and get moving. The Blood Sugar All-in-One is really important with that. So that's kind of what we're going to wrap up with our show today, our health and wellness program. A couple things that we're going to go in. I think we have one more question here. Hey, Sarah Winbigler wants to win. Just go to register. Okay, Sarah, go to Healthness to Wellness and register. On page 2, you'll see how you can get multiple entries, healthness-to-wellness.com. Sarah, it'd be great to give you some blood sugar product here. And so that's how you do it. Anybody watching, healthness-to-wellness.com. Next week, it's all about autoimmune disorders and how to regulate your immune system. And I'm going to say this. I don't think autoimmune is autoimmune. And when people say that, they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, look, it's not your immune system that decided one day, I'm going to kill my nervous system, or I'm going to kill my joints, or I'm going to kill my vascular system, or my nervous system, or anything else. What's happening is it gets tricked. And how does it get tricked? It's usually a bad guy, some type of infection, parasites, viruses, bacteria. They trick the body into going after those tissues. If you train the immune system to be healthier, that goes away. And it's not just me saying that. I've seen it happen hundreds of times on our Daily Dose Vitamin H. That's our website blog. You'll see it also on Dr. Jason West. We have a library of different conditions of people that are beating their disease, just like Andy. And again, Andy's going to be in studio next week, Thursday at 5 o'clock. We're going to talk about skin autoimmune conditions. It's one of the neatest stories that we have. We've got a lot of neat stories in the office, but Andy's story is awesome, so don't forget to register there. So the 5 takeaways we can do that are ending the Dr. J Show. Movement, so important. Just move a little bit more. Park your car a little bit farther. Take the stairs. Don't take the escalator. And remember, you don't have to go out and run a triathlon to be healthy. Like if you're just walking consistently, and I tell people a mile or 2 every day is really, really good. But also activities that you enjoy that make you exert, whether it's gardening, whether it's riding a bike, whether it's fishing, whether it's hiking. I would argue you have to get, if you get on a dirt bike, it's a great workout. Of course, that's my favorite thing to do. So I really enjoy that part of it. But you want to get an activity that makes you move. Jumping on a trampoline, stationary bike, any type of exertion that's going to get your heart rate up is so important for you to be healthy. Number 2, water. And water's such an underrated thing. Get half of your body in ounces. The other things, healthy and alive foods, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D. I've talked about it numerous times over the last couple months. And then how to help your immune system. This is going to be profiled in the autoimmune story we've got next week. Andy's going to be in the studio. And if you want, you can ask him questions. We've got a chat box set up. You can interact through the different types of social media up to the event, because we want people to comment and share, because this information is just fantastic. Our motto in the office is you're not your diagnosis. What that means is there's a person in there and you got to treat the person. You don't treat the disease or diagnosis. So when you do that, you get outcomes where people get their lives back. So excited to share a whole bunch of different things. Remember, you can see all of this. You can pick it up on our YouTube channel, which is Healthy Healing TV. Go there, just type in Dr. Jason West or the West Clinic, and it'll pull up. I think we're having about 300 videos over there on different healthcare conditions. And also make sure that we're here same bat time, same bat channel next week, Thursday, except we just have to be that registration process. Hey, we should all be going back to school. Like it's not the risk category. It's 0.006% of the latest statistics. And remember that you want to be as healthy as possible. That's your best defense against the pandemic that's going around, is to be healthy and to get your mucous membranes healthy, get your healthy and alive foods, get your body on a schedule. That's my show, you guys. I'll see you next week. Dr. Jason West, signing out.